Every football game for me is, a revenge game, and I think that, we're defending our turf, and it's senior night. I think that's the biggest thing. We got to go out with the win. And they're a tough team, and they're well coached and they're talented. And even Coach Parker played at Michigan State, so we got all the reasons to try and get the win.
Do you know any guys over there?
Yeah, I do know a few guys. I know one guy, Anthony Pinnance. We played high school football for a little bit, so he just transferred there. So it's going to be exciting to talk to him, after the game. But until then, it's all business.
Yeah.
Does Phil bring up the Michigan State thing? Are you aware of that, or is it?
Nah, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't bring it up. But I think it's kind of everybody knows. Yeah.
What's the difference between their two quarterbacks? Childs might play. You saw him last year, but the new guy is also
I think
talented.
Childs is definitely a little bit more mobile than the other guy, but I think the biggest thing is they're both facilitators. They both know how to run the offense. They both can operate and control the offense at a high level. And I think that's just going to be the challenge. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. They got two guys who are ready to go. So.
Just what kind of impact has Coach Braithwaite had on you inside the weight room over these last few years?
Yeah, Coach Braithwaite, he's a great coach. He's definitely pushed me beyond my limits, and I think, it always starts with the strength and conditioning staff. It starts in the winter, because if you can't push yourself, under the squat bar or when you're benching or power cleaning or whatever, it's kind of hard to push yourself when the season comes. And even with the game sim and conditioning, I'm really appreciative of Coach Ray. He's pushed me, and that's actually what's helped me even push myself in the games and things like that. And I think too, just he's really been on me about being a leader and stepping out of my comfort zone, and I'm just thankful for him allowing me to do that.
What would have been the hardest parts of his workouts in the off season?
The hardest part of the workouts, I would probably say the hardest workouts for me, at least, are the squat day. It's always hard, but I think, every workout's hard, there's no running from it, and I think that's the best part, and that's one of my favorite parts about, being here at Iowa is, that weight's going to be there and you can't run from it. It's just like a game, they're coming for you, and you're either going to run through them or you're going to, be scared, and I think that's what prepares you, being under that bar in the winter and squatting that heavy weight.